that button. All right. Welcome, everyone. We'll get started tonight, as we often do, with the Pledge of Allegiance, Scout Oath, and Law. So let me hit the video. Let me hit the excuse me, the screen share like this, and then we'll hit this one right here, and this button. And then I will hit this button like this, and I'll hit the video, and I will turn my volume up. And I will minimize that so I can hit this and this.
Those in uniform, please salute. Those who are not, put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
All right, thanks, everybody. This, and then we will hit. All right, so we will start off here by closing that window and stopping any future videos from playing. I'm going to start off by showing you guys the calendar, get you guys an idea for what's going on in the council these days. So right now, this very moment, we are sitting here and on the shores of Summit Lake at Camp Thunderbird. We are doing our annual NYLT training. You guys probably can't see them, but there are youth running around like crazy outside right now. It's cool, super cool. Right? Are we feeling hype?
Yes.
Yay! Thank you for that. So we're excited that that's going on right now. Here is the council calendar. So coming up, we'll look ahead because this month's almost over, so there's not really anything else going on this month, except for the golf tournament on Friday, which is exciting. And also, the popcorn rally up in Tacoma will be held at the Scout store. They're talking about or watching movies. We're going to show off some popcorn. It's going to be exciting. We're going to feel a lot of hype, right? We're feeling the hype. Ada, are we feeling hype?
Yes, we are. Please go. Yes, yes, yes.
All right. Next month is a busy month because next month we got summer camp right here at Camp Thunderbird for the Cub Scouts. We have a whopping 4 sessions going on next month, so camp is going to be very busy next month. And that's going to be taking up most of the time next month, but then there's also another event. We'll talk a little bit more about this later. The fall membership kickoff is going to be July 26th. It's going to be up in Tacoma. It's going to be here at camp. It's going to be on Zoom. It's going to be everywhere. So that'll be on the 26th. We're going to talk a little bit more about that tonight because that is our topic of the evening. And then looking ahead and finally into August. So we have the Clay Classic on August 2nd. So if anybody is interested in participating in that, I believe there are probably still spots available. There is also the Pierce County Fair, not to be confused with the Washington State Fair that is also in Pierce County. They are surprisingly 2 different events. So the Pierce County Fair, there's going to be opportunities there if anybody would like to go staff a booth, hang out with some scouts from different parts of the council. It's a cool opportunity. Sign up for that if you want by clicking on the link here on the council calendar. And then we have Wood Badge next month. There are still, last I checked, 10 spots available for Wood Badge. So if you guys know of somebody who might be interested in going to Wood Badge, know somebody who might think about going to Wood Badge, make sure you get them to sign up because this is a great opportunity and this is going to be a really cool course because we're going to be doing a 5-day in a row course, not 2 weekends, but 5 whole days here at Camp Thunderbird on the the shores of Summit Lake. And it's an opportunity. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a trip guide. We'll also be doing a wilderness first aid class on August 23rd up in Tacoma. So if you have folks that need that training or would like that training, that's a good opportunity to do it and get it knocked out. All right, so that's kind of our calendar. Does anybody in the Zoom world have any questions in regard to the calendar? Any events?
Where do we sign up for Woodbad Chat?
What? Go ahead. What was that? Sorry, go ahead.
Where do you sign up for Woodbad Chat?
That's a great question. You will find that here on the council calendar. So all of these items you see on the council calendar website here. So the council calendar website is pacificharbors.org/calendar. So when you sign up, if you want to sign up for any of these events, you click on one of them and that'll take you to the sign up page for any of those events. So this is the one for Wood Badge. As an example, if you wanted to sign up for Wilderness First Aid, you can click on that one. Here's the registration for that one, and it'll list all the requirements for it. So this, and that's kind of the way our calendar works for all of the events. So if you want to learn more about the event, figure out how to sign up for it. If you just click on it on the council calendar, then that will take you to the registration and information page, and it will also take you to a tab that'll say contact, which will have the contact information for whoever the point of contact for that event is. And then usually, if you have any questions about an event registration, you can always call the council office as well.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, great, thank you, appreciate it. Any other questions? Oh, hey, look, I got a calendar invite about the meeting today. That's a good thing I'm already here. Okay, cool. So that's the calendar. So we will go ahead and I'm going to load up some slides because we're going to be talking about some really cool stuff tonight. So as we're coming up into the summertime, we want you guys to start thinking about the fall and what you guys would like to be, and we would like you guys to start thinking about recruitment events as we come into the fall season when school gets back in session. So with us tonight to talk about that, we have Ada Hortada, our district membership chair. It was a great resource for all this information, and so this way you guys don't have to listen to me talk for the next 40 minutes. I will have Ada do some talking. So I'm going to pull up some slides that Ada has provided to us. And we will go ahead and hit this button like that, and that one, and wha-bang. Oh, look at that. How cool is that? And what shall? There we go.
Awesome. Okay. Well, yes, my name is Ada Hurtado. I'm the district membership committee chair, and I'm super excited to be here with you guys. So let's delve right in. So we're going to be talking about recruitment events, and we're going to talk about fall incentives. So next slide, please. So for those of you wondering, what is a recruitment event? Well, it's a specific time to invite new families and prospective scouts to a meeting. And you want to make sure that this meeting is not a regular one. You want it to be a fun one that the scouts are interested in and want to keep coming back for more. And then you want to make sure that it's well advertised so that people show up. You don't want to put on this great event and no one comes out. So make sure you have clear, concise instructions on how to get there and provide details so that way everyone can show up. And stick to the main ones, the who, what, when, where, why, and also give contact information in case anyone has any questions. And then also make sure that it's welcoming. You want to have people excited to come there and hang out with you and have people that are friendly and easy to talk to, be the people that answer the questions and introduce them new families to the unit. Okay, so you're like, okay, now I know what a recruitment event is, but I have no idea what I should do. Well, there are plenty of different things you can do. These are just some suggestions. So one of them is like a back to the pack night, which is where you have a fun event at the end of summer. A lot of times the pack may not do as many summer activities. And so this is a great way to bring all the old people coming back and then introduce some new ones as well. So here in Olympia, we have places like Insert Coin and Laser Fun Zone. So that could be some options, or you could just do it at your local park and then just have a fun experience there. And then also you could go to open houses at schools and registration days. And that's a place that a lot of people think that, oh, well, Scouting America maybe can't go into the schools. That is not correct. You actually, because we're a youth organization, we are able to go there and go to their open houses and such. A great way to get involved with that is going through the PTO or the PTA. A lot of times the presidents of those organizations will be welcoming, and they'll say, yeah, of course, come out and come to our movie night and stuff like that. So that's a great opportunity for some recruitment. There's also something called a join night, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later on in the presentation. And there's family-friendly community events. Lots of different communities put on great events, and sometimes you're able to get a booth there. If there is a cost associated, please feel free to reach out to the council. A lot of times they'll be able to either pay for it or assist in payment. So don't feel like, oh, well, there is a fee, I can't do it. No, reach out, and the worst someone can say is no. So it doesn't hurt to ask. And there are lots of different opportunities, a lot of different other recruitment ideas. It could be something as simple as, hey, for our next PAC meeting, the den that brings the most non-scouting friends to the PAC meeting can earn an ice cream party or something. That's a way to recruit, because you're bringing new people into scouting that aren't already in there. So the possibilities are endless.
So real quick, everybody out there in Zoom land, what are some of the things you guys have done for recruitment events?
That's okay. We'll give you some time to think about it towards the end of the presentation. So the next slide. So you've got your idea, you know what you want to do, but now you need to get people to actually come to your event. So how are you going to do that? By advertising. There are lots of different ways to.
Dana, you were unmuting there. Did you have something? Okay. That's all right. I just saw you unmute there, Dana. I just wanted to make sure you got a chance to say something if you needed.
Yeah, of course. If anytime you want to ask a question during the presentation, of course, raise your hand or unmute and go ahead and I will. Oh, I think she unmuted. Did you have a question, Dana? Or state? Oh, okay. Okay. All right, well, I'll keep going. If you do have anything to say, by all means, please go ahead and excuse me, go ahead and feel free to ask it whenever you need to. So we're gonna talk about advertising. There are lots of different ways to advertise for your event. There's Peach Jar, and Peach Jar is an online, it's like a newsletter or just a flyer that some school districts will put out. So for their families, and I know the Olympia School District, the North Thurston School District here in Olympia does that. Your school districts in your area might do that. So it's just a question of just reaching out and seeing if they do it. It goes out to all the families in that school. And so it's a great way to advertise your event. Peach Jar is associated with a cost, but once again, you can reach out to the council and they will assist you with that cost if you need help with it. There's also flyers, the old school kind of paper flyer that you can hand out. A lot of areas may not have reliable internet source for any reason, and so being able to have a paper flyer is really good to hand out. Sometimes there'll be bulletin boards in your local grocery stores that you can put up there as well. The paper, the flyers, the council will help print it. If you give them enough notice of your event, they'll be able to print a few of them for you, and you can have those no cost. There's also QR codes. Those are easy. Those are the little boxes. I don't know if you've ever seen them there's this next slide. I'll talk a little bit more about them, but those are free to make. You can do those online. You're on your own. You can get counsel to help you with those. And those are a great way to advertise as well. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a moment. There's also social media. A lot of families, a lot of younger families with kids, they use social media to get to know about different events like Facebook, Instagram, the list goes on. So if you're able to, if you're tech savvy, you're able to post a little bit on there. That's another way you can get your event out there. And yard signs. That's another thing where you can, especially if you're living in an area that's got high traffic and a lot of people drive past it, you can put a yard sign there to advertise your event as well. And council does have yard signs that you can use for your event. And word of mouth. A lot of people will go to something because they heard their friends going to it. So sometimes that's the best way to get information out, is just saying, hey, I'm going to this, you should come with me too. So all these resources that I was talking about earlier, the website at the bottom there, you're able to use that and access it. If you forget that website, all you have to do is go to Pacific Harbors Council, the website, and then scroll down. There's an area where it says resources, and then you're able to get all of these on there. There's a little form you can fill out, and then you can order all of these items, and then the council will be able to figure out a way to get it to you. If you need assistance with that, please reach out, and someone will be able to help you get those items.
Yeah, one of the things too I wanted to point out too about the flyers specifically. So we have a couple of different options. One is council, when you fill out the form on the recruitment materials, they have a couple of like pre-filled out sort of flyers you can use, so you don't need to make your own. Mm-hmm. But if you're feeling very creative or you really like messing around in Canva or something similar, you can also just provide that flyer to council, and they can also help you get that one printed.
And that will be free of charge as well. Yeah. And just make sure to give a little bit of time. I think the time is about a week or so before your event. If you do it the day before, they may not be able to print it out and get it to you in time. But if you give them about a week, usually they're pretty good about getting it to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know I said I was going to talk a little bit more about QR codes. So they're easy. That those boxes that you see on there are 4 on the screen right now. Those are all examples of QR codes. It's a great way all people have to do is put their phone up to it, and as if they were trying to take a picture, and it will grab the code and it will take you to a website or to a flyer. It's really great when someone is really busy, say you're at a recruitment event and someone's like, hey, I don't have time to look at a flyer real quick. You can say, hey, just scan this QR code, and then you can look at the flyer later. A lot of times people can use that to access their beascout.org unit pin, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as well in just a little bit. And that's a great way to lead people to that way to register to be in your unit. So you can do it on, like I said earlier, you can make your own QR code. I think Google has a way to help you with that. If you're not able to do it through Google for whatever reason, you can reach out to council and someone will be able to help you with that as well. Those QR codes, the one that says create QR codes for everything else, one of those will take you directly to the help page on Google to create your own QR code. And so it's pretty easy, it's pretty simple, but if you aren't able to do it, once again, you can reach out and someone will be able to help you with that.
Mm-hmm. And QR codes are a very powerful tool, especially for folks of the millennial generation, who are most of the people that have kids of scouting age, because they're usually pretty tech savvy and like using their smartphones. And so if we can make the information easily accessible on their phones, that's a really good, powerful tool.
Yeah. So I talked a little bit about beascout.org a few moments ago. That is a powerful tool. What it does is it takes you directly, every unit has its own PIN. And a PIN is just a website that has all of your information on there, where you meet, who the leader is, contact information. It has all of that all in one spot. And it's easy to use because when you go to beascout.org, all you have to do is put in the zip code where you live, or where you're trying to find a unit, and then put in what you're looking for. So if you're looking for a pack, or if you're looking for a troop or a venturing crew, all you have to do is click on it and then press search, and it'll automatically take you to a list of units in that area. The reason why that updating your PIN is very important is because if your PIN is not up to date, people will be accessing information that is not current. And so say you changed your meeting location, they're automatically think, oh, okay, well, I'll just go to the one that's on the website. And if it's not up to date, they went to the wrong spot, and you may potentially have lost a new scout, a new scouting family. So especially now, because in the fall, they're going to be doing advertising on online streaming services and TV to get people to join scouting, and they're going to be directing people to beascout.org. So it's very, very important to make sure your beascout.org pin is up to date. If you're having trouble updating it yourself, you can reach out to me and I can update it for you. And if John, if you mind putting my email address in the chat.
Oh, yes.
Then it's just ada.hurtado@yahoo.com.
I knew that.
Yeah.
I totally knew that.
Right.
I just remember everybody's name.
Right. Yeah. So it's just my first name. So ada.hurtado, HURTADO @yahoo.com. So if you go on to beascout.org and you see that your information is incorrect and you're having trouble updating yourself, you can send me an email. I'll update it for you, so that way we keep it as simple as possible. But yeah, it's just really great to keep that updated as much as possible. So yeah. Okay, and then also a lot of, like we were saying earlier, there are a lot of like millennials, tech savvy people who like to just be able to look up what your unit is doing. And so that's why it's great if you are able to have a social media page, or if you don't, or if you're not into social media, that's totally fine. But if you have a website that you can put pictures and videos of what your unit does, a lot of times families like to see what people are doing. They want to see what kind of adventures you're going on and what kind of stuff you're doing. And you can actually put your website on your beascout.org pin as well, along with your meeting information, all that other stuff. You can put a link to your website there as well, so that they're able to see what you're doing. So if you do end up putting videos or pictures of your scouts on your social media page or your website, please make sure that it is okay for them to be online. Usually you're able to fill out the health formula, like have a check place of like if they're able to be shown online or have their picture taken. And if for some reason you don't have access to their health form, then just reach out to the parent and say, hey, is it okay if we post this about your scout? And if they say no, then do not put their information online. If they say yes, then go ahead. And only use the scout's first name. Don't ever use last name. If for some reason you do have to use a last name to differentiate, say you've got 2 Scots in the unit, maybe put like the first initial of the last name, so that way their full name is not online. And those QR codes are just a couple of ones that you can use if you decide you want to use it. If you want to do a Facebook page, those ones will help you with that. If you decide to do it that way. But once again, there are all different kinds of social media pages that you can use. Facebook isn't the only one, but those are just some helpful ones for you. Okay, so we were talking about earlier about if you wanted to make your own flyer. So we said council does have pre-made ones for you, but if you wanted to make your own, there's a place where you can go. It's the BSA Brand Center, and the link down there will take you to it. And you can go on there, and they have a bunch of different pictures and different stuff that you can access that's scouting related. So if you want it to be really official, then you can use those items on the Brand Center, and it's free. Anyone can log on, anyone can use it, and it's free of charge. So it's just another way to be able to make your own stuff and make it look really official. Okay, so remember I said earlier, one of the ways to do a recruitment would be to do a join night. Well, join night is when you have different stations around the place that you normally meet. It's good to do it where you normally meet, because that way families can see what, there it is. So yeah, you would have like a sign out there saying, hey, this is where we're meeting, and you can, this is another thing that you can do. Got a nice dance going on there. So you can, for your join night, you would have typically 5 stations, but if the amount of people that you have at the event are not enough to do 5 stations, you can combine them however you need to. You usually, like I said, you want to usually do it in the place that you normally meet so that people can kind of get used to where you are and where you're located, see if it's a good fit for them. So the first station is your welcome area. You usually want to have a greeter there, someone who's really friendly, who's got a great smile, and can have the sign-up sheet. And the reason why you want to have a sign-in sheet is so that way you can keep track of their name and maybe their scout's name, a good contact information, maybe a phone number or an email. So that way you can follow up with them after the meeting.
Contact information is probably the most important thing to gather on a join night, because odds of them signing up, it's not impossible, but a lot of families are going to go home and think about it. So you need to be able to follow up with them in a couple of weeks to see what they thought and if they had any input and if they want to join.
Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of people, like John was saying, they don't sign up right away. They do need to think about it and say they decide, okay, yeah, I really do want to join, but then they don't have a way of doing it. They forgot what your unit is, or they forgot, where you're located or something like that. If you send them like maybe a text message or an email, or you give them a follow-up phone call, something to that effect, they can say, oh yeah, I really did want to join, but I didn't know how to. So thanks so much for contacting me. I appreciate it. So the next station would be the recruitment kit. So that's where you have your games and your scouting books, your patches, and that's the recruiting kit right there. So it comes in a little tote. It has everything that you would need. It has signs, and it has tablecloths to cover tables, and games, and it's just anything and everything you can think of that you would need for a recruitment event is in there. And the games are really cool, they're really fun. And so if you want to use this recruitment kit, then you would just remember that link that I said earlier where you would go to get the flyers and all that other stuff. That's where you would go for the recruitment kit as well. And you can customize it to what you need for your event. So do you remember when John was standing up here with the sign and he was doing his cool little dance? You can request that as well. So anything and everything you might need, just go ahead and request it through there. But please, please, please do not wait until the last minute to request it. It's easier for someone to get the recruitment kit to you and to set up the time for pickup if you give at least a week or so in advance. If it's less than that, it gets a little bit more difficult. We may not be able to get the items to you in a timely manner, but if you give them at least a week, it usually you're able to get the recruitment kit.
Yeah. Asking for it well in advance is really important, and there's a lot of really good stuff in here. And we know a lot of people kind of like to do their own thing for join nights and recruitment nights and stuff, but we do really, really encourage you guys to use this. This is a really underutilized thing, and the cool thing is, across the council, we have 6 of these recruitment kits now. 3 of them are in Tacoma, and 3 of them are at Camp Thunderbird in the district office. So if you need one, you just need to kind of coordinate it with the office to make sure that someone is here to give you a kit. And look, here's some flyers.
So the next station would be Fred's Closet and Camperships Growing Leaders Fund. So that station would be for any family that says, hey, I heard about scouting, but I heard it's kind of expensive. I don't know if I can afford it. I really want my kids to join, but financially I'm not able to pay for certain things. This is a station where you would talk about all of the great resources that we have to help families financially. And so we'll talk a little bit more about Fred's Closet later, but Camperships are where that's money that's set aside to help pay for a scout to go to camp. And who doesn't want to go to summer camp? Come on, it's the best part being a scout, getting to have fun with your friends at camp. And so Camperships are there to help pay for that. There's also the Growing Leaders Fund. So say you have a family that really wants to register, but they can't afford it. Oh, sit down, we can't hear you. Oh, there.
I did sit down.
Well, thank you for that. Appreciate it. So Growing Leaders Fund, that's an opportunity for us to delve into some money to help pay for registration fees. So that way the scout does get to join. We never want money to be the reason why a scout cannot do scouting. This is a great a great program. And it's available to everyone. And we want it to continue to be available to every youth out there that wants to join and wants to participate. So we never want, a family's financial circumstances to be the reason why a scout can't join. So that would be your third station. Your fourth station would be registration and checkout. So we would like the registration to be online. We would prefer it that way. It's quick, it's easier that way. You're done right there and then. You pay online, everything online, you're good to go. There are some people who would prefer to do paper applications, and that is fine too. There's just a couple extra steps that kind of happen that way, but don't turn them away just because they don't want to do online. So always try to have some paper applications just in case. And those are also in the recruitment kit. So that would be where you would register. So say they're like, yeah, I want to join right now. That would be the station that you would do that at. So station 5 is for youth protection training info for the parents and the guardians. So as we all know, we have to take our youth protection training if we are an adult registered leader. So sorry, what? Oh, now it's called safeguarding youth training. Yes, they changed it up a little bit. It's still there to help protect the youth. So you can provide that information to the parents who say, especially in the troop level, when you want to do an overnight activity, you have to be registered in order for you to attend. Yes, John.
Finish this and then I want to circle back.
Okay, gotcha. So if a parent's like, yeah, I really want to go on these camping trips with my kids, if they're in the troop level, then they would have to take the safeguarding protection training. And so that would be a great opportunity to talk to them a little bit about that there. And if they say, well, I don't understand why we need to take this training, just say, hey, it's just there to protect the youth, because that's what's most important, making sure these kids feel safe in all the activities that they're doing.
One of the things I was going to say about the registration, just to circle back a little bit, if you are taking paper applications, please do not hold on to them. Turn them in as soon as possible. You do not have to. You don't have to go turn them in person or whatever. You can email those certificates. You can email the applications directly to Cindy, and she can get working on them, and then she can follow up with you later for payment. Mm-hmm. So just make sure you turn those applications in. One of the things we see a lot is youth will hold on to them. They don't turn them in for a couple of months, and then we have youth running around or adults running around that are not in keeping with the guidelines and the safety policies and stuff. So it's really important to make sure that you turn those paper applications in as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very true, very true. All right, next slide. So we just talked about join night, and so here's some tips for you. Make sure if it's at night, especially if make sure the parking lot is well lit. You don't want people to be, getting into an accident because they couldn't figure out where they were supposed to be going. And then if you are able to have some people out there to direct traffic, especially if you feel like you're going to be getting a lot of people coming out there, make sure you have some people out there to kind of help direct traffic. Also, keep it low key. This is supposed to be a really fun event. Make sure it's brief. You don't want it to last 5 hours. Keep it 1 to 2 hours at most. Just a great way to get that that introduction to your unit, and make sure you have those games out there for the scouts to play with and such, and do it at your own pace. You don't have the different stations that we were talking about. They don't have to spend 5 minutes at each one and move on to the next one. If they want to spend 20 minutes at one and then 10 minutes at the other, or 5 minutes the other, that's totally fine, as long as you have the volunteers that are able to be at each station. Let them spend how much time they need in order to feel, secure in their decision to join or not to join, but hopefully to join. And then also have it where you normally meet, if at all possible, because I said earlier, you want it so that they get used to this place. This is where they're going to see their kids start doing scouting. So have it at your normal meeting place if you can. If you can't, that's totally fine. For whatever reason, that's totally fine. Have it at a park or have it at another location where you can move around freely. You don't want people to feel cramped, because then they're going to be like, oh, I'm just so uncomfortable and everything like that. So make sure it's in an area that is a lot of space to play around with, especially those younger ones. You want them to be able to feel secure enough to go and play and run around and stuff. You don't want to feel like, oh, they're going to break this and break that. And then also have reliable internet. So especially if you have families who are like, yeah, I want to join right now. And then they go to log in and they can't get to the website because it's taking forever to load. Then they say, you know what, I'll just do it later. And then later never comes. So make sure you have reliable internet so that way you can do everything right there and then. Okay, so this is after the event. So you've had your join night or you had your other kind of recruitment event. It's always good to kind of see what went right or what didn't go right and kind of build on that. So you always want to check the attendance level. Is this event something that you should continue in the future? Especially if you go to a community event and say no one came to your booth, or you didn't really get to talk to them and no one even showed up to the event. You kind of have to think, okay, is this something we should continue in the future? And then also look at how many new scouts signed up. So you're obviously not going to know right there and then, but if down the road, maybe a few weeks or a couple months later, if you see no one signed up from that event, then maybe it's time to see if you should continue doing it. Or if you see, oh my goodness, we had 50 people sign up, we've got to keep doing this in the future. Make sure to keep adding that to your calendar every year. And then also, what advertising method worked best? So say everyone that walked in through the door said, oh yeah, I saw that flyer at the grocery store and that's what got me to come here. Well, then maybe continue doing that. Versus, oh, did you hear about it on the radio? Oh, I didn't know. So then it's like, okay, well, maybe don't focus so much on that route of advertising. Same thing. Oh, and then we talked a little bit about following up with leads. So we always want to make sure that you always follow up. Remember we said about that sign-up sheet earlier? Always look at that and, touch base with all those families on there and just say, hey, how was the event for you? And, keep yourself fresh in their minds so that they don't forget about you. And then that stop, start, continue, just make sure you kind of say, okay, what went well, what didn't go well, and what should we continue? So that way you can build for next time. Okay, so council resources. We talked a lot about that Growing Leaders Fund there to make sure that no scout has to feel like they can't join because of financial reasons. Reach out to council and access that Growing Leaders Fund. That's there for a reason. Use it. Fred's Closet. We mentioned that a little bit earlier.
Just wanted to mention something about.
Oh, what?
I just want to mention one thing real quick about the Growing Leaders Fund. So if you have families that are planning on applying for that assistance from the Growing Leaders Fund, they do need to fill out a paper application at this point, just because if they go through the online application, it's going to ask for payment at the end, and it won't let them submit without payment. So that is the way it is set up at the moment. We will see if that changes in the future, but for the time being, that's how it's currently set up. So that's something really important to mention with that.
And then, thank you for that, appreciate it. And then Fred's Closet, it's here at Camp Thunderbird. It's opened the first and third Saturdays of every month, except from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., except for when summer camp is in session. And that is there. It's a great resource for families who want to purchase or want to get a uniform for their scouts, but cannot because of the cost. It does get kind of expensive for some families, especially those who may have multiple scouts. And so Fred's Closet is gently used donated uniforms that were given here that can be given out to scouts, and it's free. You don't have to pay for the items that you take. I've been to Fred's Closet before. Anything and everything you can think of, it might be there, and just give it a try. You never know. And it's all donation based. So if you are done using a scouting uniform or something to that effect, please donate it to Fred's Closet so that it can be used for the next person. And then we talked about recruitment kits. We saw them. They've got banners, handbooks, tablecloths, tables, applications, QR codes, anything you need in there, it's there. It's there for you to use, and you just reserve it through the council website. The link is there as well. If you need it, again, it's there for you for the recruitment kits. Okay, so incentives. So say you've done your recruitment and you were able to recruit some new kids, some new scouts. Those scouts will get a free water bottle and they'll get a coupon for 10% off at the Camp Thunderbird store or at the store up north in Tacoma. And that way they'll be able to get 10% off of a uniform if they purchase the top and bottom together. And then, go ahead.
Yes. That's the deals are slightly different.
Oh, okay.
In the Tacoma store, because it's a national store, that discount applies if you buy a shirt and pants or shorts. At the Thunderbird store, you don't necessarily need to buy both.
No, yeah, the 10% is 10%. Like there's no top and bottom kind of thing. You're able to get the 10% if you just buy the shirt or you just buy the pants.
But that's only at the Camp Thunderbird store.
Yes, only at the
because they are managed differently. So
yes. Thank you for saying that, because I would hate for someone to say, "Oh yeah, just go to the one in Tacoma and just get a shirt, you're good." No, yeah. So thank you for saying that. Appreciate it. Okay, and then so for the packs that are able, sorry, is someone come through? Would you please send me the? Okay. And so then for the packs that are able to recruit 8 new scouts, so the picture's kind of small, but if you look on the sides, you'll see those 6 boxes. Those are actually cards that den leaders can use for their meetings, and it's really fun. It's really easy. All you do is you pick out a card, and it'll tell you, okay, you've got an hour to plan for the meeting. Okay, these are some ideas you can do for that adventure. Or, oh, you've got a week to plan. Okay, well, this is some ideas you can do for that particular adventure or elective. And these are the materials you would need. I used to be a den leader, and I tell you, I wish I had this at the time when I was a den leader, because it takes the thinking out of it for you. You don't really even have to plan it. You just pull out a card, it tells you what you can do with it, and then there you go. It gives you the different activities you can do to fulfill the requirements. It's all right there for you. They're really nice. And so if you're able to recruit 8 new scouts, then you earn those cards. And then also, we all have to take training. It's just part of being a scouter. So if you are able to recruit 8 new scouts, then you get to get 1 free Cub Scout training. So for like Baloo or Leave No Trace. And then also you get 1 free night of camp at Camp Thunderbird. And so for your pack, for your unit, which is awesome. You guys.
And a $50 deal.
Yeah. So, you get to bring out your unit for free to Camp Thunderbird if you guys recruit 8 new scouts. And then also recruiters, the scouts that recruit get a cool patch. And who doesn't love patches? Come on.
Nobody doesn't love patches.
Right? And then the top 3 units will receive 3 shirts that they can disperse as they see fit. So if they feel like, oh, the people who brought in the most new recruits were these 3 scouts, then we will give you the sizes for those 3 scouts. If you say, nope, it was these 3 adults, or man, they really were pushing it, then yeah, you can give those to the 3 adults. All we will do is give you the 3 shirts and you disperse it as you see fit. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and this promotion, this incentive that we're talking about right now, it is from July 1st, I believe. Yeah, July 1st to November 30th of this year.
And these, some of these things might be subject to change. Not all of these things have been totally set in stone.
Yes, subject to change. Yes.
Subject to change.
Okay, so we didn't forget about those troops, crews, and ships out there. You guys get some cool incentives as well. So same thing as with the packs, the new members get a free water bottle, and they also get the 10% off discount that we were talking about earlier with Camp Thunderbird and the Tacoma store. And then also the recruiter, the scout, will get a patch as well. And then same thing with the shirts. It's the top 3 units, the troops, the crews and the ships. They will get 3 shirts as well, kind of like with the packs. The main difference is that you'll get, all you have to do is recruit 5 scouts instead of 8 scouts. That's one big difference there. We know it's a little harder to recruit as they get older, so give you a little bit of a break there. And then also you get, like, instead of the den leader boxes that we were talking about earlier, you get like these cooking cards and such. And then you also, same thing with the pack, how you get that free training, you will get it more, but this one will be towards the troops, so it'll be more like IOLS and stuff like that, like wilderness first aid, that kind of training. And then same thing, you'll also get a free night at Camp Thunderbird for camping. Okay, so you're like, oh man, that was a lot of information, Ada, and I just need to get more information. I need to be able to ask more questions. I need to get, more time to talk about this stuff. Well, guess what? We have something called the Fall Membership Kickoff. And it is for anyone who wants to get more information. Any adult that's like, I just want to learn a little bit more, by all means, go and come out to this Fall Membership Kickoff. It is Saturday, July 26th from 10 a.m. to noon. And there are 3 different ways you can attend. You can go to the Crichton Scout Service Center in Tacoma. You can go to the Camp Thunderbird here in Olympia, or you can attend virtually. So you can go any way you need to. And then why should you go? Well, you get to learn how to hold a recruitment event. You get to learn to engage with new families. And I don't know about you, but I like going where there's food. And so there will be free food. And so who doesn't like free food? And then also it's a laid back setting. So, wear your Hawaiian shirts. It's supposed to be like a beach theme, So come and enjoy the membership kickoff. Also, there'll be door prizes and incentives just for attending. So, and then what did I say earlier? It's free.
It's free.
It's free. All you have to do is register online, and that's more so for head count. Make sure we have enough food for everyone who is attending. So that's why you're registering, not because you have to pay, because what? It's free.
Free. Yeah, I missed it. Yeah, this is a really good opportunity. If you guys can't all attend, try to at least send one of the people from your unit to attend. This is a great learning opportunity. So we would highly, highly, highly encourage you to attend.
Yes, that is sure. That is for sure. That is for sure. And that is the end of the presentation. Now, does anyone have any questions? Oh, making my job easy. I like it.
Is everybody just overwhelmed with the crushing amount of information?
A lot of information, yes. It was a lot of, hence why you should go to the kickoff, so that you have more time to digest all this information.
We got a question.
Oh, yeah, a question. Okay.
I just opened up the registration for the event, the kickoff event, and it says registration's closed for the Camp Thunderbird.
We will. I will address that with the staff in the morning.
Yeah.
We'll make sure between now and when this video is posted on the internet that is corrected.
Okay, thank you.
But thank you for that.
Thank you. Any other questions or statements? Oh, yeah. Pretty easy. I like it.
Is everybody excited for fall recruitment? Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, just to add on to John's question. I was reading through the Camp Thunderbird stuff and noticed, the registration closed thing. I was going to call about that tomorrow, but maybe you guys can answer this question for me. My son is a Webelow. I'm the Webelow's den leader, but I don't say nobody else in our pack wants to go to camp. How do you address single scouts with single parents coming? How does that work? And is that even possible?
So you're talking coming resident camp?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we do, we've opened it up this a little bit different than what we were talking about with this recruitment event, but it's a good question. It's a good question. But it's you could still sign up as just a single parent and a single scout and attend. You don't have to come with the entire pack. We'll just pair you up with other similarly aged scouts and go around the activities at summer camp with the other scouts of that age group.
Okay. And pardon me, I only heard the last end of what John was saying. Is registration not closed for resident camp? Is that a thing, or is it actually closed?
before I answer those, let me double check. For resident camp.
Resident Cup Camp?
Yeah.
Resident Cup Camp is currently closed, but if you would like to send an email to tyler.fine@scouting.org, if we have a cancellation, we would love to accommodate you.
Could you put that in the chat?
I can.
Please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just wanted to clarify real quick. So what we were talking about, while it is also happening at camp, it is not resident camp. The membership kickoff event is an event geared towards promoting recruitment events. It is not like the programming of resident camp.
It just happens to be at Thunderbird, and it's just a way. So for people who may be coming from Tacoma, it's easier to just stay in Tacoma and go to the scout shop up there, versus if you live in Olympia, it's just easier to come to Camp Thunderbird and go to the membership kickoff there. So it's more so to just give people options to what's easier for them to go to if they want to go in person. And then if for some reason they're not able to go in person, they do have that the Zoom option as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Go ahead.
I have a question on the new registration gifts and stuff, the water bottle.
Yes.
And all that. What is the logistics for that? It's like after we get somebody who signs up new, are we going to go to Camp Thunderbird, pick up these items, and then pass them out to the parents later?
The logistics of that will be discussed in greater detail at the membership kickoff, because we're still firming up those details at this point.
Okay, so it's not like we're not going to
No,
have.
It's not going to be like an instantaneous, like you recruit a scout, suddenly a water bottle shows up on your front door sort of thing. There's going to be a little bit of a delay there,
or even have it ahead of time type of thing where.
Oh yeah, no, they won't be ahead of time. No, it definitely won't be ahead of time. I would expect most of the incentives, like the water bottles and stuff, they will probably show up after the time period, probably not during the time period. That's how the incentives have been done in the past. Is we usually don't get them until the end of the time period that we're trying to capture those incentives during.
Yeah, so that will be easier, I'm assuming, to like if you have 5 water bottles that you have to give out, then you can just say, here's the package of 5 water bottles versus doing one. But I could be wrong. But those details will be solidified by the membership kickoff meeting. At least they should be.
Okay. What are your thoughts on like a raffle type thing at membership events and stuff, like raffling off first aid kit and water bottle or package of scouting items?
And I just want to make sure I'm understanding correctly. So you're saying like at the join night or the recruitment event, you guys are collecting raffle tickets and giving away an item to the people that are showing up for the event, correct?
Yeah, essentially to get people to record their name and contact number for follow-up.
So the first thing that I would point to is due to scouting's policies, raffles are actually expressly prohibited because scouting considers them to be akin to gambling.
I'm not talking about a paid raffle.
No, I understand. They don't want us to do like kind of like any sort of real like raffle kind of at all. You might be able to do like call like I would steer away from doing anything that's kind of geared towards a raffle. And Tyler, if you want to provide a little bit of insight into that as well, that might be beneficial. We're talking about doing raffles for door prizes, basically.
Yeah. Right now, scouting is just in a position where they're not very comfortable promoting any form of gambling or anything along that nature. Some things that you can do instead are silent auctions.
And we're not necessarily paying for the raffle tickets at these recruitment events. It's just kind of we're giving them a ticket as they come in to gather their information.
Yeah. I recently went to Texas and I met the person who made the modern recruitment plan. And some of the big moves that they had is think about scouting similar how you would sign up for baseball, wrestling, or football. We're cheaper than those programs. We are longer than those programs. We provide a larger insurance coverage than those programs. And most people are just seeing that cost up front and they're looking at 3 to 4 months. Remind them that it's a year long. A lot of times what I witness with parents is they want to get in, they want to know the information, and they want to get out. Some of them want to have some conversations and whatnot and be prepared for that. But oftentimes what is the most successful, in my understanding, is explaining this is what scouting is, this is what our unit does and how we do it, and this is the general gist of what happens. Get that application in, and if you can, get payment right then and there. And even if you don't get payment, if you get an application, you can say, hey, we just want to have this so we can plan on future meetings. If you choose not to sign up, we won't.
So one of the things that I would probably suggest doing instead of like a raffle, because we will give you, when you order a recruitment kit, you will get like frisbees and patches and things you can give out at the door. And it's probably better to just give something to everybody that comes in, or everybody that wants one, to give it to them. So it's good to have an idea of how many people you expect to come, and make sure that we have adequate numbers of like door prizes. So like frisbees, we have pencils, we have
rope in there.
We have rope in there. Yeah, so
we can print games for you too, like paper airplanes.
Yeah, so I think the better move, rather than you guys like going out and buying something to give away, would probably be to just try to collect everyone's information who's willing to give it to you at the door. That way you have a good accounting of who was there, and so you can keep track and follow up with them.
Okay, thank you.
Of course, yeah. Any other questions?
Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
How do you access the Roundtable on the internet?
You mean like this Roundtable that we're recording right now?
Yes.
So when we're done, it'll get posted 2 different places. I will post it on our district Facebook page, Olympic District, Pacific Harbors Council Olympic District on Facebook. And then I will also post it on the council's YouTube page, which is just Pacific Harbors Council. And you'll find a playlist there of all of the roundtables that I've done, at least. So along with some of the other ones, I think there's some other recordings from previous roundtables that have been done in the past on there as well.
Okay. So you said it was the council what page?
YouTube page.
Okay.
So that would be youtube.com/Pacific Harbors Scouts, I think. But if you also just Google or go onto your search engine of choice and look for Pacific Harbors Council YouTube page, that should take you right to the link as well.
Great. Thank you.
Of course. And please encourage people to come to Roundtable. We have we have a small but mighty group of folks that show up to Roundtable consistently, and we would like to encourage people to continue to come to Roundtable, because the more people we get to show up, the better our conversations, the wider we spread the messaging, and the more positive scouting is across our district.
It's Pacific Harbors Council Scouting America. Very important to go to that one, and not Pacific Harbors Council Boy Scouts of America. They're 2 different YouTubes.
Oh, that's good to know.
One is the former YouTube of the council that I'm going to be taking note to be taken down. The last video was posted 5 years ago.
The other one's got my roundtables on it.
Yeah, the other one.
Oh yes.
I haven't seen John yet.
Oh, it's because he just stopped screen.
Oh, Andrew, that's not very nice. Hey, look. Hey. It's okay. Does anybody have any other questions? That's great. We appreciate everybody coming out tonight and spending the evening with us. I hope you guys all got something. Please share the video with everybody, like and subscribe. That's what they say on the YouTube, I've been told. So share the video wide and make sure you guys are out there promoting scouting in your communities. We appreciate it. And also, as a brief programming note, due to summer activities, we will not be holding a July roundtable. So we will return to our regularly scheduled roundtable programming in the month of August. So I hope you guys enjoy your month of July. Try not to get too warm out there. Make sure you wear sunscreen and drink lots of water. And thanks everybody for coming tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you all.